And now, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rimes.
All right, welcome to the show. Thanks so much for spending some time with us here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. We're powered by the Platinum MVP team at Keller Realty, always helping you win in your real estate deals, buying, selling, investing. We would love to talk to you. We got a special guest with us today, Sheriff Bob Gualtieri, joining us here in just a moment. We also have Thomas King from Florida Firearms Academy in studio with us. So we appreciate you for joining us on the show, following us online at Brandon Rimes1 at CQB Show. And please subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're up 800% on our views there, and we really appreciate that. So without further ado, let's go to the phone lines here. We've got Pinellas County Sheriff Bob Gualtieri joining us. Hey, Bob, welcome to the show.
Yeah, thanks. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Yeah, we appreciate it. I wanted to start off with, your work as a state leader with school safety. Can you tell us a little bit what's new with that part of your law enforcement?
Well, everything with school safety is ongoing. There's never an end to it. There's no finish line. We have to continue to evolve and continue to be better and adapt to the challenges. Certainly, Florida is much safer today when it comes to school safety than it was in 2018 at the time of the Parkland shooting. We've made a lot of progress. There's been school safety bills every year that have advanced the requirements of school safety. The legislature's funded a lot of school safety efforts, but we continue. Last week we had our annual active assailant mass casualty drill at Clearwater High School. We drill every year. We have a big drill like that, but it's an ongoing process throughout the year as well. So I think it's one of those that will always be with us and should be with us because there's nothing more important to the kids. We have expanded more recently into the private schools and into the charter schools and some other places where they weren't getting as much safety attention in the past, but we're really ramping that up now as well.
Yeah, I love it. I love the we're tough on crime. We're known as tough on crime here in Florida, and we appreciate all of our law enforcement, everybody out there, that does, serve. We greatly appreciate all that. And in the middle of hurricane season here, it seems like if there is storms, there seems to be scams that come out. What kind of consumer tips would you have there, or anything that come top of mind when it comes to these types of, perps that try to commit crimes and scams after a hurricane?
Well, across the board, it's really sad that the amount of vulnerable people that are out there they get taken advantage of. I think that one of the things I would say to everyone is that if it sounds too good to be true, it is. And be careful. We see it time and time again where people are contacted. And, the context you're talking about in the daily consumer context, we see it where people are taken advantage of for repairs, building, unlicensed contractors. And there's a reason why there's a licensing requirement, and it provides some accountability and to make sure that people have the skill set. That have the skill set and the ability to carry out and the intention to carry out what they promise they're going to do. And so what we see time and again is these people who are unethical, who are taking advantage of the vulnerable, and they come out and promise to do work because people are in great dire need, and then they just don't do it, or they do it in a shoddy they do it in a shoddy way that is, they're ripping them off. So it's a bad thing.
Yeah, exactly. We see that all the time. The folks that come in and, they come from out of town, they have tarps in their truck, and they'll offer a fee, and then they'll take half payment up front and then never return. So unfortunately, those are things we talk about a lot here on the Consumer Quarterback Show as a consumer advocate, always trying to, help consumers understand those different scenarios. Yep.
Well, the other thing we see too, really, I see a lot of, and we're seeing more and more of it too, is really ongoing, is beyond the daily consumer is the vulnerability and the ripoff with, scams where people are having bank accounts targeted and, the financial institutions is that, and we see people get emails and they click on it. It's clickbait, and you click on it, and then people have access to your accounts. They have access to financial records, et cetera. And I really caution people to be aware. And when you get something from, let's say, I'll just use as an example, Bank of America, and it says bankofamerica.com. Well, it looks like it's bankofamerica.com, but it's as opposed to BANK, they would spell it like BNKE or something. I mean, they just juxtapose a couple of letters that you don't even know, and then it's a dot something else, or could be a variety of things, but it looks real and it's not. You really got to pay attention to that stuff so that you don't get scammed.
Absolutely. Yep. We're talking with Pinellas County Sheriff Bob Gualtieri here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. I'm your host, Brandon Rimes. And, the state legislature and the governor, it seems they're doing a great job enacting laws that are protecting law enforcement. Of all of the new laws that were just recently put into place, what's some of your favorites out there? What are you seeing?
Well, the good stuff that the state's doing is to help us with, recruiting and retention. It's been a challenge. We're doing okay, and we're doing better than we were, but there's financial incentives that the state has provided, $5,000 hiring bonuses for people that come out of state, and overall, just the support for law enforcement. Law enforcement matters for a lot of reasons. People need to be safe, feel safe, but importantly, what we do or don't do also drives the economy. If the people from out of state, whether they're Canadians or Europeans or people from up north or wherever it is, if they don't, one, know and two, believe that Florida is a safe place, they're not going to come. And, of course, tourism is our number one economic driver. So, what we do in that respect, so we got to make sure that we've got the best of the best, top quality law enforcement professionals that are out there every single day making sure that we not only solve crime, that we prevent crime. That's the number one goal we have, is to keep it from happening to begin with. So we need to make sure we've got all the tools, resources, and the people to accomplish that.
Yeah, absolutely. And the state of Florida is definitely known for that. It's known as a law and order state, unlike some of the other states. Unfortunately, the terrible violence we just saw happen in D.C., where there was a bystander that was coming in to help out a couple of women, I guess, and then he ended up getting beat up to a pretty bloody pulp. But I imagine in other states too, where you see these people, they commit these crimes, they're on camera, it's pretty blatant that they did it, they get arrested, and then they get turned out. With a very low bail. That's got to frustrate law enforcement, I would think.
Yeah, there's a reason for bail. Is that people are a risk of flight, they're a danger to the community. And these states that have done away with cash bail, you see crime skyrocketing. I talk to police chiefs, sheriffs, law enforcement leaders in other parts of the country where they have done that, and it's a mess. We need to be fair, and we need to treat people right. But we have to, first and foremost, ensure public safety. And one of the ways you do that is to make sure that the people who shouldn't be back out on the street don't get out there. And if they are out there, that they do have an incentive to behave and not reoffend and not decide they're going to not show up for court appearances, et cetera. And one of the ways you do that is you hang something over their head where they've got some jeopardy. So that's what bail's all about, is somebody's done something wrong, and, hey, we'll let you out while your case is pending, but you better toe the line. And some people have to have that incentive to toe the line. And if they don't, what do? They go out and they reoffend and create more victims. So, of course, we don't want that.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's also, there's a correlation there between housing. A lot of the illegals that came in the country, and it's a tight housing market right now. You think about affordability, and unfortunately, a lot of times it's paramedics, it's police enforcement, law enforcement, police officers, sheriff's deputies, that are having trouble with affordability, especially in, the certain Tampa, St. Pete, Clearwater, Bradenton, Sarasota, et cetera. But that competition for homes. So there's illegals, there's a lot of these people that are committing crimes. And then you also have the BlackRocks of the world, these big hedge funds buying up inventory. So it's a challenging time for housing as well. Are you seeing, kind of hearing those stories too?
In Pinellas County, housing is always a challenge.
Yeah.
I don't know that we would see that kind of in our environment as much.
Yeah. What other tips would you have for our audience out there? Things that the ordinary citizen can do to just help you and your awesome law enforcement officers, your deputies out there. What can we do to help?
Well, it sounds like a simple thing, but it's a big thing, is lock your car doors. About 80% of all the car break-ins are because, and they're not break-ins, they're just people opening car doors and taking guns out of cars and taking property, and it's a crime of opportunity. It is by volume, it's the greatest crime that we see, and it happens, during the night when people are sleeping and they park their cars in their driveway and they leave their car doors unlocked. I get it. It's your house, it's your car. You have the right to do what you want, but we also have to be responsible and we have to be realistic that there are people out there who are looking for that opportunity. And one of the things that it is troubling, I think it should trouble all of us, is when people leave their car doors unlocked and they leave their guns in their cars, and then the guns are stolen and they're used in crime. So I just ask people to, number one, don't leave your guns in your cars overnight. You can't protect yourself with your gun if it's in your car, so bring it in your house. And number two is that lock your car doors and don't leave your keys in your car. So we see that that's a really, really simple thing, but I'm telling you, is that it's a big problem. And if people would do that, we'd cut way down on that kind of crime.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And it's kind of an interesting topic, a little off the normal, but there's a lot of talk in the news lately about aliens and these UFOs. And do we have, as a law enforcement body, is there some type of a contingency plan out there for an alien invasion or anything like that?
No, we don't.
Not really.
Exactly have that.
Not really. No, okay. No. All right. We got our friend Sheriff Bob Gualtieri. We've got our friend Thomas King in studio with us, and he's the owner of Florida Firearms Academy. He wanted to make sure he extended an offer to all the deputies out there. Go ahead, Thomas.
Well, first off, thank you for all you do, Mr. Gualtieri. And we at Florida Firearms Academy, we always offer all local law enforcement that are active, them and their family, free memberships. That means they can come out on the range. They get all kinds of discounts. Everything's free to them. All they got to do is come in, just say, hey, I'm local law enforcement and I'm active, and we're good to go. But I did have one question for you. Growing up as a kid, we all wanted to be law enforcement and police officers. What kind of words of wisdom do you have for the teens for recruiting, and do you offer any kind of type of free teen program to help them get in?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sure. We have a cadet program that's very active where teens can get involved with the sheriff's office. I think probably most law enforcement agencies have something. Some call it Explorer programs. We call it a cadet program. And they get exposed. They get to participate in some sheriff's office activities. They have their own organizations where they do things that cops do and engage in crime scene processing and shooting competitions and all kinds of stuff. So that's a real easy gateway, I guess, into law enforcement. Something else I would encourage young people to do, you have to be 21 to be a police officer in the state of Florida, but you only have to be 19 to work in the jail as a deputy, and that's a good place to start. In fact, I started there many, many years ago, and it's a good way to get your foot in the door. So when you think about the early start that you get and the years you get, and they don't think about it at that early age, but long term from a retirement standpoint and all the benefits that go with it, the start with pay at 19 years old and the $60,000 range, it's not bad. So that's a pretty good way to start. And at 25 years, you're vested and you have a full retirement. You can continue to do more time, of course, but it's a pretty good place to start. And
you get flipping burgers.
Yeah, it does, and so that's something that I would really recommend to people to give some thought to. We put people in the Corrections Academy. We pay their salary while they go to the academy. We pay all the costs of the academy, and then do a couple of years in there, and then transition out to the road and to patrol and law enforcement. So it's a good opportunity for young people to explore.
That's outstanding. How do they get into that program? Is there a website they go to?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's the Pinellas County Sheriff's Office website, which is www.pcsoweb.com, or you can contact our human resource section. We have recruiters, and the recruiters can provide information and everything everybody needs to start that process and to get hired.
Yeah, reach out to the show as well. We'll put you in touch as well. If you just joined us, we are talking with Pinellas County Sheriff Bob Gualtieri. And Sheriff, you mentioned earlier you've been involved with law enforcement. How many years now have you been involved with law enforcement and protecting us?
Well, a long time. I started my law enforcement career 43 years ago. So
wow,
I've been around for a while.
Nice. Yeah, that's awesome, man. Thanks again. I appreciate that. I think I mentioned before my cousin is sheriff down in Hendry County, Steve Whidden down there.
Uh-huh.
So.
Yeah, I know Steve well, yeah.
So now in Texas, they have this open carry. I mean, they're literally carrying outside of their, they don't have to conceal it, in other words. What would be your thoughts? What's pros and cons about an open carry?
Well, I'm not supportive of it. I don't think it's a good idea. I don't think it's a good idea, here in Pinellas County. Think about this. Do you, at least the way I look at it is, do you really want to be walking down the cereal aisle at Publix on a Sunday afternoon at 3:00 and see people with AR-15s and handguns strapped to their hips? Do you want to be sitting in a restaurant at Clearwater Beach, and how's that going to be for tourism when you got people sitting there? With a 9mm sitting on the table. So there's a time and a place, and I also think, most importantly, my concern about it is it puts you at a tactical disadvantage.
Right.
100%.
Absolutely support people being armed and carrying concealed, and no issues with it. And not only no issues with it, I support it. And I think that, in the times we live in, you should be prepared to protect yourself. But you should decide if, when, and the circumstances under which you take that gun out and decide to use it. You
right.
walk into a bank or you walk into a convenience store and you got a gun and somebody's in there robbing it, there's a good chance you're going to get shot.
Yep.
You walk into the middle of it and you're not a threat, then you decide at the right time if you're going to use it. So it puts you in the driver's seat. I don't see, in Pinellas County and Orange County and Miami-Dade County and Broward County are not Lafayette County and Union County and Gilchrist County, where they got 15,000 people in the whole county. Remember, these urban areas, especially like Pinellas that we live in, you got 1 million people and 15 million tourists that come through here a year. We're the most densely populated county in the state. And I don't think it's a good idea to have a whole bunch of people walking around open carry. And I don't think it benefits anybody. It doesn't serve any purpose, and especially when we have permitless concealed carry. You can get a permit if you want, but you don't have to. Yeah. And protect yourself that way. So I think it's a smart way to do it.
I love it. All right. I know you're a busy man. We'll let you go. Sheriff Bob Gualtieri, thanks for spending some time with us here on the Consumer Quarterback Show.
No, you're welcome. Take care.
All right. Take care. All right, quick break, right back, and more with, we got Thomas King in studio, Florida Firearms Academy. He's our Second Amendment expert contributor. We're going to talk with him more on that and other things happening. He's got awesome classes coming up. He's got a lot of great giveaways and events that he hosts. So stay with us right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Follow us online at Brandon Rimes1 at CQB Show, and please subscribe to our YouTube and Rumble channel. Quick break, right back. Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
Thanks for listening to my daddy's show. Please make sure to send him all of your real estate deals and subscribe to the Consumer Quarterback Show podcast on iTunes and Spotify, or check out our YouTube channel. Have a blessed day.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com.
Did you know that we buy houses cash? We can close quickly for a all-cash offer on your real estate properties, residential, commercial, even vacant land. We'll buy your property cash. No cleaning, no showings, and no hassles. You can even possibly stay in your home post-closing. Call Brandon at 813-917-1894. Submit the email at consumerqb.com or call 813-917-1894. consumerqb.com. We buy houses cash and fast. Attention business owners, did you know we have 100% financing options available? Our no money down program offers 100% financing for business owners. If you are currently leasing your commercial space, you can purchase real estate for no money down. Additionally, the program offers money for working capital, equipment, and business fixtures. You can even pay off current business debt. Reach out at 813-917-1894. Call or text 813-917-1894. brimes@kw.com. And that is our 100% financing, no money down program for business owners. We would love to help you buying, selling, or investing in real estate. 813-917-1894. brimes@kw.com. Ours Creole Smokehouse, the official Pinellas County restaurant partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show. Say hello to Doug Clark, chef and owner Doug Clark, 310 East Tarpon Avenue, Tarpon Springs, ourscreole.com. Ours Creole Smokehouse, 310 East Tarpon Avenue, Tarpon Springs, ourscreole.com. Excellent food, wonderful ambiance. Say hello to our friend Doug Clark. If you're facing an insurance claim, don't just trust the insurance company to have your best interests at heart. This is Brandon Rimes, Consumer Quarterback Show. Reach out to rightwaypa.com, our friend Derek Coble at rightwaypa.com. Looking to level up your sales game? With 20-plus years of coaching experience spanning across several industries, Lindsay Rimes helps everyone from entry-level reps to seasoned business owners boost sales, improve work-life balance, and retain top talent with customized options catered to personal, group, or corporate settings. Brandon and Lindsay Rimes offer training on negotiation strategy, business development, and more. Let's grow your business together. Call 813-917-1894. That's 813-917-1894. Submit an email at consumerqb.com.
You're listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rimes. Online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-917-1894.
All right, welcome back. Brandon Rimes here, Consumer Quarterback Show, and we are powered by the Platinum MVP team, Keller Williams Realty, and we love to feature our listings. You know, and I really thank our audience because we've got several deals in the pipeline right now with audience members, listeners, people that follow our social, and, closing business and getting deals done. So it really means the world to us because you're literally paying our bills. You know, you're really helping, our family here. So it really means the world when you support the Consumer Quarterback Show and all of our expert contributors. A couple of hot listings. We'll jump right back into it with Thomas King here, Florida Firearms Academy. We got a property at 10431 Southeast 127th Lane. This one's in Bellevue, Florida. We did a price improvement on that property, 10431 Southeast 127th Lane, Bellevue, Florida. We've got that listing, and then also 3308 Landing Place, one of my favorites. It's right here in Palm Harbor. This one is Cobb's Landing. You have a waterfront park, playground, scenic walking trails, gated tennis and basketball courts, private marina, and 3,000 square feet at 3308 Landing Place, Palm Harbor. See all of our listings, Platinum MVP Team.kw.com. All right, Thomas King joining us here in studio. Thomas, give us a little teaser of what we're going to talk about today. We got a whole nother half a show to go.
So I'm going to go over the complete 100% Epstein list with you today. That would be a good hanger, wouldn't it?
Everybody.
We'll give it to you right after this commercial.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do want to know what's going on with that list, though.
Right.
Maybe we could talk about that. But there's a lot of cool things I'm going to be giving away and great events coming up. It's going to be free. You're going to want to be there, and you're going to want to hang on to after these commercial messages coming up.
Yeah, follow Thomas online and follow the Florida Firearms Academy because they do a lot of giveaways. I can tell you, I've already won 2 guns. I won an AR and a handgun.
We just gave away a couple more, but this week, and I got a lot I'm giving away. So
get out there.
On, stay tuned. Watch what we're going to give away.
Follow them. Show up to the events. Buy a ticket. Sometimes you don't even have to buy a ticket, and you're going to win stuff. So Thomas King, Florida Firearms Academy, Second Amendment expert contributor. I want to talk also about any potential attacks against our Second Amendment. I know we got a friendly administration in there now. But that still doesn't stop the gun grabbers from time to time.
They're trying.
They're trying,
right
aren't
now.
they? Yeah, absolutely. All right, Thomas King, Florida Firearms Academy, Consumer Quarterback Show, powered by the Platinum MVP team, Keller Williams Realty. Follow us online. Please connect with us. We'd love to connect with you there at Brandon Rimes 1 at CQB Show. We got our YouTube channel out there as well as Rumble, and we are up on our views, so we appreciate that. Quick break and more coming up with Thomas King, Florida Firearms Academy, FFA Tampa.com, consumerqb.com.
Hey, I'm Ken Shamrock, and you're here with Consumer Quarterback Show. And I say, Brandon Rhymes, knock out your competition.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com. You're listening to the Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rimes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, yeah, coming up more with Thomas King, Florida Firearms Academy. Also got a tweet from Franklin Graham. You know, it's an interesting. I want to get that perspective here in just a moment. A couple of hot listings before we do. We always feature our properties on air. We'd love to help you sell your property. If you're selling, buying, investing, reach out to the show. We'd love to talk to you. We've got a property here at 700 Physicians Court in Leesburg. This is a great opportunity for a medical, if anybody's building a medical office, this is a medical area, kind of that Physicians Court, Medical Plaza, half an acre of land, Leesburg, Florida, 700 Physicians Court, great opportunity there in Leesburg. Also, some more land at 12255 US Highway 27 in Ocala, Florida. Another opportunity to buy some dirt and build right there in Ocala, Florida. 3 acres vacant land. Zoning is A1. You could build your dream home there. And you're close to all of the awesome horse communities there. Prestigious Golden Ocala Country Club just around the corner. You got that tranquility of country living with unparalleled convenience. Great opportunity. You can see all of our real estate listings. PlatinumMVPTeam.kw.com. So, Thomas, I saw this, of course, Franklin Graham, the son of the great Billy Graham. I love watching some of his classics. You ever pull up some of his classics on YouTube?
Let's do them on the radio.
What a great guy. Yeah, he's awesome. And so you look at, he put out a great tweet. I know you're a man of faith and a Christian, but I just thought you'd appreciate this. He says, for all you never Trumper so-called evangelicals out there, President real Donald Trump has just scored another victory for religious freedom for all people of faith. Last week, a memo notified federal employees that they could display their Bibles on their desk, speak about their beliefs, invite colleagues to church, or pray in groups while off duty without fear of reprisal. Thank you, President Trump.
Right now, while we're going forward in Christianity in the United States, the Brits over there, you can go to jail now for praying out loud.
Isn't that nuts?
Isn't that the craziest thing you ever heard?
And sharing a social media meme. They'll come in and lock you up if you share the wrong thing.
Doesn't
terrible.
That make you want to just love the First Amendment and our Constitution more?
Yeah.
People hating on our America, then go live somewhere else.
And immigration, too. I mean, because what all started in Europe is all this immigration of the folks coming from the Muslim countries. They go in there, they dilute the culture, and then they start changing laws.
Yeah, when we have freedom of religion, we really mean freedom of religion. To say that you can have your Bible now on your desk, why was that a bad thing before?
Yeah, exactly.
It just blows my mind.
Yeah, it really does. And you host a Bible study at your
every Tuesday,
location.
6 o'clock. It'll be online, or you can come in store, and it is the coolest Bible study you've ever been in. And there's 2 chaplains there. We have Randy and CJ. He's FOP, Fraternal Order of Police. And one cool thing that
he was nice. I talked to him at one of the last parties.
He's a great guy. Very, very knowledgeable. And literally, Randy wrote the book on the stuff that you want to know, and it's all from Scripture. So it's fantastic stuff.
That's cool.
It's neat that they wanted to do it at a gun range, though. So
yeah, hey, have a Bible study,
sure?
do some praying, and then go fire off some rounds.
They said, "Whoa, no, we want to do it at the gun range because we wanted to let everyone know what Joshua was. We're going to go over that in the first chapter and how important the Second Amendment really is." And so right now, people today, they don't believe that having a firearm protect their family is Christian-like, but everywhere in the Bible it says that you can. Exodus 22:23, this suggests that you use force to protect your family, and this is justified in Proverbs. I mean, you can go through so many scriptures, but 14-26, this passage connects fear to God, which provides a safe environment for you and your family. So having something to protect your family, always in the good. Murder, bad. protecting your family, good.
Yeah, exactly.
They even changed that in the Bible, believe it or not.
Here's a clip I wanted to play too, because it's one of the congressmen. He's really cool. He has those videos where he drinks a cup of coffee and then he just he kind of does that. But check this out.
How do you respond to the argument that being pro-life and pro-2A are mutually exclusive?
It makes no sense. When somebody says you can't be pro-life and pro-gun, the question I ask is, okay, why do you say that? And they'll say, well, think about all the children that have been hurt, the school shootings. And I'll say, okay, so I have a question. When a school shooting takes place, what's the first thing everybody does? Well, they call the police. Just so we're clear, the first thing that happens when a bad guy is doing something bad with a gun is we call good people with guns to show up and stop that from happening. The real fundamental question here is, why do you have a problem with children dying as a result of gun violence? We all know the answer to that question. Why? Because it's innocent human life being destroyed, and innocent human life is sacred and created in the image of God. But why do they have a problem with it? And if they do have a problem with it, what makes it a horrible tragedy when it's a school shooting and a manifestation of female empowerment when it takes place in the womb and they're killed there?
A manifestation of female empowerment when it takes place in the womb.
So powerful.
Isn't it?
Yeah. It hurts me to think that people think the Second Amendment is just for killing. No, that's only for the good guys with a gun.
Yeah.
Bad guys don't care about laws. They don't care about ink on paper. That's why they're bad guys. So stop at the bad. And that's why just this past week I was with 130 kids at the FBI headquarters over here. They did Federal Teen Kid Academy. 130 kids were interested, wanted to come out, learn about all the federal agencies, what they do. They did spy stuff. They got to learn. They got to learn interrogation. They did some. They arrested people. They got to do so much cool stuff.
Yeah.
We had lunch there. I even set up a shooting range there with Nerf guns and stuff.
Wow.
So they had 2 days of amazing fun. If your kids want to get involved with that, reach out to me, and you can also find me on Facebook. My name is Thomas A. King Jr. Follow me on there. I will post up how you can get involved with that. We also have the Adult Academy coming up, and that was really cool about what Mr. Gualtieri said about the Teen Cadet Academy program.
Yeah.
$60,000 a year at 19 years old. Hey, man, get into that. Do something good with your life. Don't get involved with this.
Yeah.
People think partying and going out that's the way of life. No, man. Follow God's word. Do something good. You're going to find out you're going to have a way better life.
Yeah, God's plan. You find a good person, a good spouse, you settle down, you have kids. That's the real benefits of life. That's the real, flavor of life, is you're going to have so much more joy and happiness from that than you would, pursuing in a lot of cases, of course there are generalities here, but when you also think about too, Larry Fink was on stage at the Energy and AI conference talking about the need for 500,000 electricians, immediate, because of the Bitcoin and the energy and the AI. Right. So think about it. Go and join law enforcement, go to trade school, get it. It doesn't necessarily. One thing they're not saying on stage that we need more philosophy majors or more English literature majors, right? Or all of those kind of funny ones, the underwater basket weaving or whatever, right? You go to school, you get a 4-year degree, and you're going to go in debt. And unless you're a doctor, lawyer, engineer, whatever, most of the time you don't need those.
Amazing. Yeah. And being in law enforcement.
Like that. In God we trust. Guns are just a backup.
100%.
Yeah.
If you go into law enforcement or with a federal agency, you join a family, and everyone has your back, and everyone knows that to a degree. Now there's people that hate cops, and good for you. You know what? There are bad cops, but again, there's bad doctors, there's bad attorneys, there's bad priests. You can't put the whole agency down because of this. And what they're doing now is they're correcting all the mistakes that they made. I guess in this last administration, the people like Comey and all that, they're trying to see if this was legit and all the things that they did. And that's what they're talking about now is the Epstein file. What's going on with the Epstein file? Let's go ahead and get that out of the way.
Well, you know what the thing is, it's set so dormant for all this time, and then now they think that Trump's in there somehow. Do you tell me that Trump was not in there and Obama wouldn't have brought it out and all the right? All these other people, they would have brought it out if he's literally doing something wrong. But we know who's doing wrong in there.
The difference is he's on the flight logs. He's just not on the list.
Yeah,
right.
The client list or something.
Right.
Yeah,
or a video.
All the flight logs are just going back to New York or New Jersey. That was it.
Yeah.
Here's the deal. So, if I tell you what, if I hired a manager to run my business, and I'm not coming down and go, hey, where's that $10 million out? And he says, oh, I can't tell you. I'd be like, well, you're fired. I want to know. I want to show me where the paperwork. I want to see everything.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing. I mean, these people all work for us. We elected them. We pay their salaries, and we're all adults. Tell us about Area 51. Tell us about Kennedy, MLK, 1911 or 9/11, and we can handle it. Why can't you tell us?
I guess
Why is
it's
this
the world.
classified?
The only thing is, I guess maybe there's some the agents, right? Like the Tom Cruise movies, right? There's double agents. There's people out there, so you're jeopardizing these whole long ongoing. They're trying to find who's selling nuclear, byproducts to.
Yeah, I understand that,
right?
Protecting them, but you don't need to protect us from ourselves. Why can't we know about Area 51 or the Epstein list? Put the people out there. Whoever's bad, they need to have justice.
I agree.
And the people deserve that right now.
Yeah, I agree.
And another cool thing we did this week is we did the Purple Heart Day, and that was with Dave Vargas invited me out there. Unbelievable. 400 people showed up.
450 people.
That's great.
450 people honoring our Purple Heart. I mean, if you want to get involved with that, Dave Vargas is also putting together a monument for the Purple Heart. How can I help you out with that? Because that's going to be beautiful.
I'll just go over to Pinellas County Veterans Association.org and place a donation for that one.
And we've helped out Pinellas County Veterans Association with their book, some other events that they had. They also had Hero Fest. That was outstanding. Lots of people came out for that. Great event out there. So, just let us know about the Epstein list. Who cares? Whatever is bad's bad. Just put it out there. Let us know.
Well, you said you had the whole list, so what's going on?
I got a list of bills is what I got. A list of cool things I'm going to give away. There are a lot of cool things I'm going to give away, though. On September, we're going to have the FBI G-Man Shootout. So that's at Tampa Bay Sporting Clays. You guys want to get involved with this because you're going to put the team together. If you've never been to Tampa Bay Shooting Clays, fantastic range. You're going to get on a golf cart. You're going to go from stage to stage. You're going to shoot. If you don't have a shotgun, they'll rent you one. But we're going to give away a bunch of cool guns and stuff. We have raffles. We're going to have all kinds of stuff. It's also to raise money for the community, to help out, to give back. And that's a big event. So if you guys want to get involved with that, you can go to, it'll be up on our webpage, and you can follow us at ffatampa.com or go to our Facebook page. That's Florida Firearms Academy. And you can follow me as well, Thomas A. King. I'll usually post it up there. But we're also having this huge chapter right now, and this is going to be national. So if you want to get in on ground level right now, this is free. You can come out and join us. We just did it's FFA USCCA chapter for Tampa. We were basically the guinea pig starting this out. But we had people come in, 100 people, and they wanted to get involved with the gun community. And this is just for fun stuff. So we just had a free competition. You came out to the range. We gave you free ammo, target range fee, eyes, ear protection. We gave you competition pistols, and you had to shoot 50 rounds at bullseyes. And so you went out and you had a sponsor say, hey, would you like to sponsor me 10 cents or $1 for every bullseye I get? So if you got 50 bullseyes, you get $50. Or you can just give $100, whatever you want to give. You can give a flat rate. And all that money now, we're taking it. We're going to have the mayor come or someone, and we're going to present the money to the VFW for all the money we just raised. Each month, we're going to do something fun where it could be just a night out on the town, or it could be happy hour, it could be bowling. But we are going to go over defensive training. We're going to get into 4 big every quarter, we're going to get into 4 big events that we're going to do, whether it be a gala, an auction for firearms. But not only if you're involved with this is about networking, because I'm tired of dealing with people. Like I had a plumber come to my house, and he was doing stuff, and he had to go upstairs, and he said, oh, you like guns? Oh, yeah, I hate guns. They should all be taken away. And I know this guy screwed me over on the bill then.
Jeez.
So I just don't like to support everyone that doesn't support our Constitution.
Yeah.
Like I can't even go to, I won't say the name, I'll rhyme it, Costblow. I'm not even allowed to buy paper towels there because I own a shooting range. There's hundreds and hundreds of companies that I can't deal with, I can't bank with, I can't do stuff with because I support the Second Amendment.
Seems like you should talk to someone in the administration about that.
You would think that would be discrimination or something, but here's the deal. So in this networking plan, we're going to get your name, your email, your phone number, and what you do. So if I need a plumber, we're going to look on this FFA USCCA chapter and go, oh, he's a plumber? Yeah. Or you can also, we'd love to get your contacts, and we have yours. If you support the Second Amendment and you love to support people that support the Second Amendment, here's the deal. You have to give them the best customer service and the best price. If you screw them over, you're going to be off our list there saying, hey, you know what, this plumber or whatever electrician or air conditioning guy isn't really the best guy out there. So we want, and it's free to come on over, hang out with us. You'll get on our emailing list. You don't have to come to all of them. You'll all have shirts and stuff, but we're going to do fun, cool stuff. So
is that a certain date, or is there a date for that?
We just did the last one. We're going to do a pizza party. We're paying for all of it. We're going to have trophies for all the winners, who raised the most money, and then we're all going to go over together to the VFW, present the check to them. The next one, we are going to have another one on October 19th from 12 to 2. This is going to be with the USCCA chapter, FFA, but it's also for senior citizens, for safety events. We're going to have all kinds of senior citizens living, assisted living, all kinds of fun things. It's going to be free, a huge live band. We're going to have free food. This is all free for you, for senior citizens. So you want to go to the Eventbrite page to look that up. When we do this, we're going to go over home invasion courses for you, how to make you and your home a hard target. We're going to try to get the FBI out there to go over some of the biggest scams that people are getting now on their phone calls or on email, and they're doing it so well now with AI. It's terrifying.
Yeah.
And you won't know what to believe anymore, and they're going to tell you exactly what to look out for.
Right on. Thomas King, Florida Firearms Academy, FFATampa.com. We got to take a quick break, and more with Thomas here coming up. Also, want to get into some of his top tips, consumer advocacy tips. When you carry a firearm, there's what does Peter Parker's dad say? What did the Spider-Man's dad? With great power comes great responsibility. That's it. All right, so coming up, more with Thomas King, Florida Firearms Academy, FFATampa.com, Consumer Quarterback Show, ConsumerQB.com.
Hey, this is Grant Cardone, and you're listening to Consumer Quarterback Show, hosted by my friend Brandon Rimes. Do not touch that dial. I'll come right through the radio and grab your throat.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-917-1894. Online at ConsumerQB.com.
Tired of long lines at the airport? Check out Tampa Bay's premier private jet source. I'm Brandon Rimes for Will Smith Aviation. Aircraft management, acquisition, and sales, luxury jet escapes, and packages. Check them out online. WillSmithAviation.com. That's WillSmithAviation.com. Or call the show. I'll put you right in touch directly with Captain Will Smith. AmericaFirstPatriotStore.com for all of your non-woke, American-made products. American values, Christian, conservative American values. Say hello to my business partner, Jim McCune at AmericaFirstPatriotStore.com. David Reynolds Jewelry and Coin.com. Say hello to Shane Socash, longtime friend of the Consumer Quarterback Show, 4009 Central Avenue, St. Petersburg. Online at David Reynolds Jewelry and Coin.com for all of your precious metals and jewelry design. David Reynolds Jewelry and Coin.com. Hey, Brandon Rimes here for Jason Coble, owner of Coble Law. Coble Law has been handling injury cases in Tampa for the past 14 years and has a specialized approach focused on limiting client cost and maximizing client profit. TampaWorkCompLaw.com. TampaWorkCompLaw.com. Jason Coble, longtime friend of the Consumer Quarterback Show, personal injury law, and work comp law. Hey, Brandon Rimes here for our friends at TargetSurveying.net for all of your surveying needs. Land surveying firm providing services for real estate since 1992, and they are statewide. Check them out online, TargetSurveying.net. That's TargetSurveying.net. Selling commercial, vacant land, or residential properties? Don't leave money on the table. List with the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. I'm Brandon Rimes. You can reach me at 813-917-1894. Call or text 813-917-1894. Online at ConsumerQB.com. That's ConsumerQB, like quarterback.com. Buying, selling, investing, or refinancing? We would love to talk to you. Thank you so much and have a blessed day.
You're listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rimes. Online at ConsumerQB.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-917-1894.
And we're back. Brandon Rimes here in studio with Thomas King, Florida Firearms Academy, longtime friend of the program. And we want to talk about AI and what's happening there because it's really interesting. And then also, we had an off-air conversation about aliens. So I wanted to get your opinion on that. Before we do, we always like to feature our real estate properties and help our sellers sell their real estate faster. 9594 Southeast Maricamp Road. This one's in Ocala. It's a building, it's a business, and it's real estate for sale. You've got 5,725 square feet, an acre of land. You have a thriving hardware store, and 2 rentable sections in the back of the property provide steady lease revenue. So there's multiple incomes coming in. You have private office, kitchen, conference room, and seller financing available with a strong down payment. You can see all of our real estate listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com. All right, Thomas King, Florida Firearms Academy. Talk to me. I wanted to get the aliens in. We got to get some consumer tips and then a little AI.
The aliens, did you see this 12-mile asteroid coming to our solar system, what everybody's been talking about?
I have not.
It's 12. So Joe Rogan, everybody's been. This Harvard scientist was the one that discovered it.
Jeez.
And now he's saying he thinks it's a UFO because of the way it's projecting and I think it's supposed mothership, and it's supposed to hit here in November. Is that right?
Jeez.
I mean,
right out of a sci-fi movie.
130,000 miles per hour. So,
holy cow!
So hey, get ready for some fun. You know,
that'll be interesting.
That's why you need to come.
The sheriff said no. There's no alien contingency plan.
Oh well, we have one. Did you ever see Mars Attack? It say, "Do not run. We are your friends," and it kept shooting you while it kept saying that. Yeah, act. Don't play the games.
What about consumer tips?
Consumer tips. Well, here's your consumer tip. On August 29th in 1997, Skynet took over the world with T-100s, and that was AI. Have you ever seen the Terminator?
Terminator,
August 29th, so that's coming up this month.
Okay.
AI is taking over everything. Your jobs, it's everything that you watch now on videos. Watch only AI videos, the new ones. Just Google new AI videos and see if you could tell if they're real or not.
I know, it's so crazy. There was one fishing. And the guy jumps. The shark. He's reeling in the fish, and he gets pulled in somehow. And then this giant squid comes in and engulfs the whole boat. I'm like, wait a minute,
that's probably real. That's probably real.
I was like, this has got to be fake. And
you just don't know what is.
It's
real
so hard
anymore.
to determine.
So I went to this AI course for my range for my new company that I'm starting, and basically this thing can run everything. And you talk to an AI agent, and the agent, you don't know it's a robot.
Yeah.
It just, unless you start cussing it out, it doesn't get mad at you. You're like, oh, then that can't be an AI. So they had an AI talk to it. They said, hey, I'm here for, let's say, Thomas King, and he wants to set up a hotel reservations right here with dinner reservations at this time. And they says, oh, well, I'm an AI agent too. And the restaurant was on the line. I said, yeah, well, I'm an AI. They said, let's go ahead and talk and speak in our own language. And it communicated in their own language, which was way faster than English or however they talk. Oh, so it was like, and now they're like, whoa, what's this doing?
Wow.
AI is talking to AI in different languages that we don't even know. So, yeah, it's going to take over receptionist jobs. It's going to take over a lot. Basically, what they were saying is this can take over like 10 people's jobs in your business. So this is the program you want to get. I'm like, well, I guess, it can't steal from me. Well, I guess it could if it turned against me, Skynet, and it's not going to go to sleep and I don't have to pay it a bonus. And so people will follow that program. It's not going to cuss you out. It's going to give the best customer service. So it's interesting.
Yeah, we've got some stuff we're working with Ken Monroe, our tech expert. He's implementing some of that. But
in the real estate world, you're using it, right?
Yeah, there could be a lot. I mean, people are using it for descriptions on properties and certain things like the short-term rentals. Hey, tell me what are the latest short-term rentals for Pinellas County, and they'll have resources for you there. It's interesting to see how this all plays out. There's also an article here talking about the Goldman Sachs economist Joseph Briggs. He says that there are signs of hiring pullback and a shift that disproportionately affects younger employees. Generative AI is increasingly adept at performing certain routine tasks, which we kind of know that. So the job market's going to get hit at some point with some of this.
That's why electricians, plumbers, law enforcement, their jobs are going to go way up in salary. And they're going to be needed very, very, very soon.
Yeah, absolutely. Thomas King, find him online. Follow his Facebook as well, Florida Guns on Facebook, and he's FFATampa.com. Longtime friend of the show. Thanks for coming in, man.
Thanks for having me, Brandon.
All right, my pleasure. And we had Sheriff Bob Gualtieri on the front end there. And, if you do contact him, let him know you heard about him on the Consumer Quarterback Show. And he had some pretty cool offers there. They're hiring and have a lot of different programs. So thanks for tuning into the show. Thanks for supporting the program. Thanks for listing, selling, buying, investing with us and all of our other show partners, supporting all of our show partners at consumerqb.com. Please go out there and consider committing a random act of kindness. Do something kind for one another. Be a force for good in the community. And we'll see you next time. Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
You've been listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rimes. Whether it's real estate, consumer, or financial advice, let Brandon call your next play. Call Brandon Rimes at 813-917-1894. That's 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com. And join us next time for the Consumer Quarterback Show.